So the other thing that happens in the Jim Crow era is that Reconstruction as a historical phenomenon is massively, massively criticized. It is seen, it is presented as in standard history circles as a complete and absolute failure, as a confirmation that African Americans could not successfully deal with freedom, could not live in a modern democratic state. Okay, so all sorts of lies and propaganda were invented, uh, you know, against the idea of Reconstruction to make it look um, far worse than it actually was. And so Reconstruction is lost as a historical moment. Um, and in its place, you have the the lost cause of the South, right? The glorification of the Confederacy uh, as the true sort of um, uh, resolution to the Civil War, and so uh, Du Bois really sees this as quite the problem. Okay, he sees Reconstruction as an absolute success, right? That it's many great things arise out of Reconstruction, but it was just unfortunately it was ended way too soon. So he sees Reconstruction as actually a birth moment for African American culture. Uh, and so he tries to, revise or rewrite or work against the grain of the standard historical reception here, and tries to make an argument for Reconstruction and talk about all the good things that happened, like public education, the growth of a political and economic uh, power within African American culture, the exercise of democratic processes, et cetera, et cetera. So, he spends a lot of time here trying to reclaim the idea of history for African American culture and for the idea of democracy. Okay, chapter 3 is the great debate that he has with um, Booker T. Washington. Okay, so this is the first of several chapters on education. So chapters 3, 4, and 6, and chapter 13 probably are what you would want to use for any of the education arguments that you might make. Booker T. Washington was one of the leading, if not the leading, African American leader of the time, and Du Bois is sort of the up and coming guy, and they square off on this idea of education.